Mr. Gold's coming. Here he comes. Hey, Mr. Gold.
Hey, I'm sure you're working pretty hard, aren't you?
We live to work. That's all we do. We just work.
Good. Very good. I would be the worst boss. I'd be like, is everything okay? Oh, well, let me know if you need anything.
I'll be like, this is what I need you to do at this time. Don't disturb me. I don't give a shit which you do. I'll be that kind of boss. Like, I don't give a shit which you do. Hey, this is what you gotta do. If you can do this shit in 1 hour and jerk off for 8 hours, I don't give a fuck.
That's so many jobs where it's just like, you get 1 hour's worth of work. And like, oh man, I forget what it's called. There's a guy who wrote a book about how no jobs really mean anything anymore.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Sorry, I didn't read your book. I just
I've read about your book.
But it's basically a lot of jobs, one, don't even need to exist because it's middle management. And then two, it's just like a lot of jobs people do aren't actually full jobs. So,
or like, but I'm okay with that, but on the downtime, if I'm just sitting around doing nothing, don't be an asshole about it.
Yeah.
I don't be like, there's always something to do.
Did you ever hear?
You could clean the chair.
Yeah. Did you ever hear? If you got time to lean, you got time to clean. I was always like, yeah, but I don't want to clean.
That's why we have janitors, bitch.
And then that makes me wonder, like, so is the store actually really dirty? Like, was I supposed to be cleaning this whole time?
Dirty as shit, man.
Well, so we're both back to work. How long did you have off?
That was a good while, maybe 11 days.
11?
Yeah, it was
Damn,
long.
I thought I had nice with 10, but you got 11.
Maybe it was 10, maybe it was 11. Maybe it was 12.
During that time, I actually started to really enjoy Japan a lot.
Oh.
At least for the first half, because everyone was at home for Oshogatsu.
Oh.
But then the second half, people started coming back to Tokyo. Coming back to Osaka, and I'm like, can you guys just leave again? I really enjoyed no one being here.
Here's the funny thing. Japan, there's a holiday next Monday coming up.
Oh, is there?
I'm like, so why we even start now? Why didn't we just wait till it's the Seijin Shiki bullshit?
They probably scheduled it that way because people get depressed going back to work.
Actually, yeah, that's like, fuck. I was a little depressed. I was like, God damn. Oh shit. I was sitting there in that stupid ass small room I was like, oh no, motherfucker.
You went back 3 days before me?
Yeah, I went back this Monday.
Monday. I went back today. Okay, so yeah, 3 days. And I was just like, oh, it's nice not going to work. My brain is miserable though.
I'm so good. I can't wait till the new school year starts so I can get the hell out of this place.
Oh yeah, because you're looking for a teaching job, right? So did anyone have any good stories? Like, what am I saying? Of course they didn't. But did anyone say anything like worth saying coming back from this big break? Like, I haven't spoke English in 14 days. I gotta talk to Brandon.
Nah, they all sucked. As a matter of fact, it was even worse because even the decent talkers were like, because they haven't spoken English for 10 days, they were like, and they couldn't even. You know how like when you don't speak, you get a little rusty.
Yeah.
Which is 10 days is a short time.
But not for language, I guess.
I guess.
So, but they were like, are they regulars? I'm not quite sure how your company works.
Usually there's regulars, yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I'd rather see a new person.
What if we just sat here for 40 more minutes?
I don't know where I was going with that. I was going to like say like when it comes down to teaching adults, like the thing is they're so boring and some of them are so like in their own mind,
in their zone.
That if you have to see them every day, it's like, man, this ain't going nowhere, man.
Yeah, sometimes mine have to like have a makeup lesson from a previous week. And it's like, I literally just saw you 2 days ago and we didn't talk about anything. Like, why are you back?
I got 2 lessons.
Yeah, it's like, but I have to.
And our teaching, I think it's our teaching material that, yeah. At my place, the teaching material is such ass, such ass. I don't even give a shit about teaching. I'm like, this is pure dog shit. That it actually kind of pisses me off because we're studying Japanese ourselves.
Which I want to say, our 2 books. That's right, we only got 2. We're pretty good. I might have said that in a previous episode.
About Genki?
Genki isn't bad.
That's not bad.
To get the basics.
Yeah,
but for some reason, none of these English books
they're
are
just
good.
Yeah, there's not a decent one, like... Yeah, like...
There's so many, too, which is like, why don't we get into that business?
Right, here's the new Aiken. This will help you pass the Aiken.
Which I want to say to... I think Japanese people know this, but this country doesn't seem to. Passing Aiken has nothing to do with your ability to speak English. Same with not passing it has nothing to do with your ability to speak English. It's just made up.
I guess Aiken's more popular than TOEIC now, right?
And there's TOEFL, and I think there's another one. I think they just choose one every 15 years.
This is the new the TOEIC score started meaning less.
Yeah.
Okay. They just same company. Check this out. The Aiken. 10 years. Next 10 years it's gonna be.
Yeah. Wait. Isn't there like a? There's like a American company that makes all the textbooks too. It's like Texas something or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, it's like, man, the textbook game would be nice to be in.
Well, probably ain't a bad idea. Back to my company's textbooks are such dog shit. I'm like, first of all, we have 40-minute lessons.
Yeah. And
so, like, if you purely follow textbook, if you say, look, I'm not in the fucking mood, I'm just purely going to teach.
Oh, okay.
It's like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
If that.
Have you had one that was 10 minutes and you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do?
Right, yeah.
I got 35 more minutes.
You're like, you paying for this? All right. I'm getting paid here. You're not getting paid.
There's one kid that he's just a loser. Just a brain dead boy. Where like there was one time we finished the book and like he's a high level but he's not high level. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And like you can't even talk to him basic questions.
Yeah,
so
that's the worst.
We finished the book in I think 10 or 15 minutes out of 45 and I was like, well, we're gonna sit here. And then because sometimes he does just sit there.
How old is this, a teenager? Or?
Yeah. Which is funny because like his brother is the complete opposite of him. Like real good with English, real good at studying, and then this kid, they were like, we still want him to do well, and I'm like, this kid, he's not gonna do well. And I
want $1 million, but
and then mom always calls us and she's like, my fucking son's retarded, make him better. We're like, and of course it's a Japanese company, so like, oh, don't worry, just give us money, we'll get him better.
Why don't we just have the balls to say like it ain't going to work out? Like, well, is that so? I know companies, I know, but but just imagine if a company says it ain't going to happen here. You should pull them out. And here we'll reimburse you a few months.
Oh no, they'll never do that.
But I think like all the English companies, I think they really fuck the students where they get like, I don't know the contracts the students are on, but I think they get a lot of money from them. Either up front or like they get in like a real locked-in contract. Yeah,
but then sometimes I hear stories from our company where the parents got out and they got their money back, and I'm like, this is Japan. You don't get your money back. Yeah. How did this happen?
Oh, they're getting their money back.
So that's kind of weird. But then that makes me think like, oh, so you can get around these dumbass Japanese rules.
Oh, there's always a rule. There's always a loophole. One more thing, but the last thing about the textbooks is like, it just annoys me about the people. Like, if the shoe was on the other foot, and I was looking at this textbook, I'll be like, this is horse shit. Like, does no one go, this is horse shit?
But you're mainly adults?
But it's, yeah, 90%.
See, kids will straight up be like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
So that, but with adults, I guess they don't.
But for themselves, like, look, you're not a kid. You have to make your own decisions.
Yeah.
Why aren't you going like, nah.
But I think that's just the way education here is, because, like, at school you're not taught to question anything.
Yeah. Until, like, you get older. There was one old guy, he was like, I'm just going to do free talk with you because I can read this shitty... He didn't say shitty, but he said, I can read this at home. I don't need you. I was like, you're just speaking the truth. Like, you don't need me to read...
But, yeah, to help you read it.
Read 5 sentences.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So I guess he's actually interested in learning.
I wouldn't say that.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, can we just talk about our break?
Alright.
What did you do?
Nothing much. I've been busy, like... I was mainly just busy just visiting friends and
me.
people. Yeah.
And streaming Crash Bandicoot on Twitch.
Yeah. I actually just wanted to have more days of just in the house, just jacking it, but...
I forced myself to go out every day, but I did jack off before and after. And I think this is a Louis C.K. joke where he's like... He's like, after you jerk off, there has to be some time before you, like, meet people or you go outside. And there were a few days where I'm like, I need to go back home.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the opposite. Like, after I jack off, I'm like, whoa, alright, what's going on? Really? I'm like, yeah, hey, how you doing? If I have a little pep in my step, I probably just jacked it.
Really?
If I don't have no pep in my step, you're like, if I'm like looking grouchy, you're like, he probably needs to jack it. What's wrong, Brandon? I don't know, man. It's like, Brandon, jack off. You get grumpy when you don't jack. Have a Snickers. Better? Better.
Oh.
That was me wiping my sperm on you.
Oh, shit.
Shit.
Have you ever got any on you accidentally and you're like, ew, gross? And you're like, oh, wait. Women never complain about that.
Well, because it's coming out of us.
The
toilet doesn't complain about the pee going inside, does it?
Holy shit, I didn't even know.
And the toilet's like, this is nasty.
I would freak out.
Damn these toilets.
That would be a Japan thing. They would make talking toilets, wouldn't they? Yeah. They have those at the game center sometimes where it's like you pee into it and it's like a lady rubs like a thing as much as you pee or something.
Ooh.
On a screen, not in real life.
Yeah.
That would be weird if they just had a woman in the bathroom.
You pee a lot this day.
Okay, so 10 days off, and you mainly just hung out with friends, I guess, right?
Yeah, I did a lot of organization. This is like just personal organization at home of documents and papers, which was really good because, just get the mind right. So mainly organization and doing all my friendly duties.
When you're organizing like Japanese documents and you have everything ready, do you ever just go, hold on, there should be one more, and you're like, where the fuck is this?
What did I do with it?
Like
where is it?
Like I think it's the My Number paper. I don't know where the fuck that is.
Oh, Chris, you got the card though.
No, because they told me.
Chris,
it's fucking liars. They told me, like, oh, you don't need it. I'm like...
You always need it.
I'm like, I think I probably do. And they're like, don't worry about it.
Never listen to the don't worry about it.
Never listen to Japanese people.
Yeah, really. Yeah, that's actually more...
Because every time they say, oh, don't worry, you don't need it, it's like, okay, I do need this.
I definitely don't need that.
I don't need to pay my taxes? No. None of us do, don't worry.
Next day, you didn't pay your taxes.
Brandon, where are your tax forms? But yeah, like, every once in a while, I'm like, I need to just go through all my papers, and I find stuff. I'm like, this is a bill I paid like 4 years ago, and then I'm like, I might need to hold on to this.
I try to declutter. That's the hardest part is declutter, and you're like, but I might. I just go, all right, I don't fucking need it. But sometimes I'm like, but I might. You're like, no. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't need it.
And then there's things I can't even begin to read, and I'm like, looks important, in the trash.
Oh, damn, this is going to cut me. Fuck it.
Health insurance. Ooh, this is a lot of papers. Yeah. So, anything fun? Did you go to a club or something?
No. Sometimes.
Osaka was surprisingly empty, but I think because nobody is from Osaka, that everyone goes back to their home.
Yeah. Plus, it was Corona. Because it was definitely more busy last year. If my mind, I can't remember too much.
One of the bars I've been trying to go to for a while, but they're always full. The lady there said like Japan or Osaka's still doing that close by 9 p.m. thing.
Yeah.
She told me until the 11th, and I guess today's
January
7th. Yeah. But some places just said fuck it and they reopened. I've noticed, which makes me wonder.
And so for New Year's, some opened just for New Year's and then closed back. Like,
right.
I'm gonna get that New Year's money.
Right. I did
notice my hands a lot today.
Ooh.
It's cold.
I did notice that a lot of places were open New Year's Eve, I guess, and then just closed.
I ain't gonna skip out on this money.
But, yeah. And then things start to go back to normal, and you're like, I only got 3 more days before work.
It's such a depressing feeling. You're just like,
You're like, no, that's fine. That's still a long weekend. And then you go like, I only got 2 more days before work. It's just a normal week now.
Right? Now this is more of a weekend. No!
And then you got one day and you're like, I didn't get enough done.
Yeah,
I need more.
Yeah, I didn't even get enough. I could go for another week, to be quite honest.
Well, I guess I don't know how some people live to work. Like, because
I guess they got better jobs. I don't know.
You got off 10 days. That's a decent amount of time, but I was still like, no, just give me a few more.
Come on.
Is there an
just
amount?
One more month. Come on.
Is there an amount of time that you would get bored?
I used to think that, but in the past, I used to think, yeah, I'll get bored. But now,
turns out no.
It turns out, yeah, we are wage slaves.
Turns out I enjoy going to cafes and just making videos.
Or eventually, like, I would find something more productive to do, but not 9 hours at fucking work.
Yeah.
Like, I know we're as human beings, we all need something to do, but I mean, just 2 hours at work would scratch that itch. You'd be.
Oh, okay.
Like, you don't need to be there for as long as we are. Like, just 2 hours. Like, okay, woo, see you.
Would you do that if you had to work 7 days a week, though? If it was 7 days, but only 2 hours.
Oh.
And you could choose if you're a morning guy, do 8 to 10. If you're a late night guy,
There's nothing like having a complete full day off.
Yeah.
But at my current position, I would do the 7 days, 2 hours.
That is interesting.
But once I switch, hopefully ASAP. Once I switch, then definitely, yeah. I think more. There's nothing like the full day off.
I think there's some European countries that only go to work 4 days a week.
Yeah.
But it's like Japan will never do that because their society is based around people work and they don't. I don't know. I feel like people just work here so many. We always say they don't work hard, but they work so many hours. And I think that's just to keep people from getting into trouble. Like if you work 10 hours a day, you're just too tired to commit a crime.
That is really it. Like, hey, that's what they did with the schools. I was like, okay, this school is now going to be 6 days because kids are just getting in trouble.
Yeah, some of the schools here are 6 days, and I'm like, why?
And every kid that I ask if they have a 6 day, if the answer is yes, they look like exhausted as hell. I'm like, you have more bags on your eyes than a goddamn.
And they're probably going to clubs every day too. Not like dance clubs. I'm talking about
That's
art club. That would be great though. Like this junior high school's got like all these dance clubs and stuff.
The different just dance battles between the different school uniforms. Oh, he got that Gakuen uniform.
Oh, this is Ichi Nensei. This is Sai Nensei. He's a real underdog. Also, I wonder because there are like dance clubs for like, I guess they just do K-pop dances for like the girls. I wonder if like the teachers are like, okay, you're the cute one. You can go to the dance club.
You come to the dance club. You're the geeky but cute, but actually kind of cute one that the teacher's gonna have his way with later.
You're a little chubby art. Your weird music. I did enjoy when I worked at the junior high school just walking around to different clubs, and I'm like, these kids got no supervision.
Dude, they just do whatever the fuck they want.
I remember like, I think it was the band, like, they didn't even have like a teacher that taught them the music. They had a teacher be like, here is the music. All right, bye.
Here's the music.
And I remember one kid played drums. He's like, how do I play this? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, the teacher didn't teach you? He's like, no.
Whoa, Chris, you're saying that these overworked, well, the teachers are kind of overworked, but, you know, the teachers got to do club activities. You mean they're not being serious about it?
But the club activities, they're not doing anything. I remember, I think I talked about this. The basketball coach was just sitting. I'm like, these kids are missing all these shots. You could at least teach them like a layup or something.
Teach them a layup. I remember I was at one school, the guy, young English teacher guy, Japanese, he was like, you talk to the other teachers? I'm like, not much, because I didn't fucking feel like it. He's like, if they look busy, don't worry, they're not, they're just fucking faking it.
Oh, he said that?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, they ain't fucking busy. Yeah, I was like, oh, okay.
I noticed that too.
It's always strange when someone's just that honest with you. He's like, they're not. He's like, don't worry, you can just talk to them. They're not doing anything.
Was he an older guy, younger guy?
Nah, he's a younger guy.
Oh, okay.
But I can tell, like,
that's weird because usually the young ones are trying to prove themselves.
Hey, this one was a little different. You can tell. I don't know if he studied abroad, but he was like, he was not about that horse shit for some reason. I was like, I don't know if you gonna make it, son. You don't seem about this shit.
And this is probably for every country. But I've noticed with Japan, the people who have been abroad are usually a lot better at talking to foreigners.
Oh, yeah.
Which makes sense. But,
yeah, that makes sense.
But, hold on. There was this... Shit.
A stigma?
It's gone.
Alright. There was a Facebook article, why is Japan's corona numbers so low?
Because they lie.
Yeah. And then, like, everyone... So many people never been to Japan. Like, they're such a clean nation. Yeah. This is what happens when you have a nation of respect.
I was gonna say that. They respect authority. They treat each other with kindness and pureness. I'm like, no.
That's exactly what
I saw it on Twitter too. Someone was, and I'm like, this guy's never been to Japan.
But then one guy was like, he's like, I did some numbers. He said, like, for example, in U.S. they're testing 4,000 people a day.
America tests way more than like any other country.
In Japan, they're testing like
4,000 people a year.
Yeah, if that, like it's like 200 people a day, if that.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
Because I saw the same thing. I think it was on Twitter, where someone talking out of their ass just to prove a point about America. And then everyone who lived in Japan, who was a foreigner, was like, wrong. I just thought it was funny. But,
there's always that person line, well, you know, if the school system sucks, you don't gotta type. It's like, no, how about you fucking fix it?
It's just so easy to talk about work. And it's just
so easy. I know,
it's just
right?
so easy to mock Japan. I just wish globally people knew what we were talking about. It's a very niche comedy market, I guess.
Yeah, it's niche.
Here's something that happened to me recently, though.
Oh.
And it was towards the end of my break, so I was in a foul mood.
Already? Just a thought.
Went to one of my 3 tullies that I frequent.
And
I think they're all sick of me, and I don't even do anything.
You got the Triforce going on.
Yeah.
How long do you stay in there usually when you go?
A few hours.
What are you doing there?
I make videos.
Ah, okay.
and I try and finger girls under the table. No.
Do you get the donut or the coffee?
Coffee.
Coffee.
Sometimes a little snack.
A little snack.
Sometimes a sandwich. But, so I was at the Tully's, and I ordered, I'm like, Honjitsu no Kohi, Toru Saizude, Magu Kapu. I don't want a paper cup.
Onigari shimatsu!
There's one Tully's that's like, we don't do mugs anymore. I'm like, they're right there, like, we don't do them. Here's your paper cup. I'm like, oh, jeez. And then every other one's like, do you want a mug cup? I'm like, you do that? So I ordered in Japanese, Magu Kapu.
Magu cup.
And then and in Japan now they have these fucking plastic dividers that they hang from the ceiling.
Yeah.
And
like the fly paper.
Yeah, and the between you and the register. And to prevent coronavirus.
I always thought about just like putting my face on it, like, I'll get you. I'm gonna get you. Yay!
So it's me, this piece of plastic, and then a lady behind the counter with a mask on, and then I order my food, and typically they don't ask you any questions in Japan when you order, but this fucking piece of shit was like,
oh,
and I'm like, huh? And for the past day or two, I've been getting really annoyed with people coming back and just being annoying. So I was just in I don't want to deal with this mode from the get-go. And so I was like, order your coffee, you can sit down, you can just have
click and clack away.
Click, and enjoy my afternoon before I go back to my work. And then this awful human being goes, and I'm like, huh? And she goes, I'm like, huh? And I'm like putting my face up to the plastic. I'm like what? And she's like, and there's always some smarmy like young Japanese guy, and there's like 4 girls behind the counter, and he's always like, I speak perfect Japanese, and this guy can't even understand you. Will you fuck me, please? Anybody fuck me? I'm not a gaijin, please fuck me. And he's like, can't talk, he can't even talk. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then she's like, in broken English, in a louder voice, says, 2-3 minutes, okay? And I'm like, could you not say that in a louder voice in your own language? Like, if I can't understand you, just going isn't gonna help.
2 to 3 minutes. Why should you even bring? Why? That's the thing. That's like, okay, like, did they say that? Is that's the
typically it's quick. Like, it's just here you go. Here's your coffee.
Yeah.
But I guess they were feeling fucking frisky that day.
2 minutes. I cannot wait. I am out.
But I went back a second time, and they didn't bother talking to me. So I'm like, maybe I made a point. I don't know.
Why even bring that? I actually had a similar situation, but I won. I won.
I lost really badly.
I remember because when you were telling the story, I was like, shit, that happened to me. Okay. I went to a Domino's.
Hold on. I'll let you finish, but this also happened to me, I think, either that day or the day before, too, at a different place. So I was really angry. But Domino's.
They called each other like, is that white guy coming? Yeah. Oh, he's coming in right now.
Get him.
He's coming in.
Did she just say bobbity bobba to me? Okay, but so you're at Domino's?
And there was a young guy at the counter. Mm-hmm. And did he say before I started or after I started? Yeah, I came in. And I said, alright, mochi kairi. And he said something I never heard before. And I just ignored it.
Yeah. And
he said it again. And I just ignored it. So I always get the menu. I was like, he's like, yeah. I was like, yeah. And then I was like, yeah. Domino's Deluxe, M Size, hand tossed. Because I know I always get the same shit.
Okay.
So I knew, I was like, I don't know what you're saying. I said, alright, Mochi Kairi. I was like, I don't know what the fuck he said. We ain't doing that. Dominoes Deluxe, hand tosses. I was like, okay. And that was it.
That worked.
Yeah. I just shut it, because I shut it completely down. I was like, I never do this ever. So,
Huh, that's interesting. But I don't think there was a way for me to win. It was too fucked up. Because it's like, I already made the order. There's nothing I could have done at that point. Like, if they were just like I can't just go, alright, see ya, and walked away.
No, I mean, like, I still ordered.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like...
But there was nothing I could have done.
You could have just been like, yeah, you just go, yeah.
Or I just do finger guns.
Yeah.
These people! Or I just go, Nihonjin. Like, I don't know. But the one that happened to me before, I think it was the day before for lunch, I went to the 7-Eleven. Typically, when you order, they just go, Atatame do saremasu ka? And you go, daijoubu. Which means, do you want me to heat up your meal? And then you go, no, I'm good. But
you don't want them to heat it up for you?
Because it takes longer. I'll just walk back and do it myself.
You got a hot microwave in your place.
It's fine.
Alright.
Actually, it's not as good. I just don't want to wait 45 seconds. It's so awkward where you're like...
So the coffee lady was like, do you want to wait 2 minutes?
But I had to go to my table, and they, like, brought it out to me.
Oh, okay.
But, okay, so the day before, I order, and typically they say the same phrase every time, but I guess she was feeling frisky. I think that's going to be my new term to describe Japanese people who piss me off.
Feeling frisky.
With their language. And she said something where I'm like, I think she's saying heat it up, but it was like, why are you using a different term now? And so I was just, and I couldn't hear her either. And there's probably a good 2 feet difference between me and some of these girls. And so I'm like leaning in, and sometimes I actually do have to like, I'm like picking up the plastic. I'm like, what did you say? I'm like coming over the counter. Tell me what
you just go over. You you open the what the fuck's
like it's not a door.
Yeah,
like the little barrier with the hinge.
Barrier. They know what they know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
he's coming over.
That would be fun.
What did you say?
That would be funny though if like I lifted the plastic like this. Woo woo woo! Alarms go off. Put the plastic back down. It's in English too.
Does she have a mask on also?
Yeah, they all do.
You had a mask on also?
No, fuck that. I don't give a fuck. But I thought the plastic would save them anyways. If I start, I've noticed that a lot of Japanese people just open air cough in general. You're like, can you just not do that?
Yeah, they do a lot of open air coughing.
It's usually old men. So she pissed me off because like, she says like a word I've never heard before, but I think it was like just heat. And then I was like, huh? And then she's like, and I'm like, huh? And then there's like a Japanese guy over there, and she's like, you want to help me out over here? And the guy comes over, he's like, the guy like walked over, and he's like, help me. I'm like, that doesn't help. You're not saying words still. I know these words. I know, do you want me to heat it up? I know, do you want a bag? You're not speaking real words to me. And so then I get, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And then I think she gestures to the microwave. I'm just like, Daijoubu, and like, Daijoubu desu ka? I'm like, you fucking piece of shit. Don't. This is
7-Eleven, right?
Yeah, the one across the street. I'm like, don't put this on me. You're not speaking properly. And it's just like, I think it was Tom Segura. He made the joke about Cajuns, where the guy comes up to him and he's just like, and he's like, is this really happening? Like, that's the same with normal Japanese people, where you're like, I don't know what you're saying. And it's simple too, like, do you want me to heat this up? Why are you fucking speaking so weirdly?
But it's like, I guess just, it's like, I come here all the time and you're choosing this one different word for some reason. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Do you want me to monitor the heat level? Like, what?
Yeah.
Heat it up? What the fuck? Why did you say heat it up?
Yeah.
Do you want me to apply extra pressure and heat?
Yeah, I think the word was like heat pressure, and I'm like, what the fuck are you saying? There was another guy. Every place was closed on I think it was New Year's Day, which I got a funny dad story about that if you want me to tell you.
Your dad?
Yeah.
Oh, you know I want to hear it.
Which one do you want to hear first? I'll just tell the one that happened recently. So the only place that was open was Sukiya. Which isn't bad. It was like $4 for like a so-so gyudon.
It works. It works.
Good. But when everyone talks about how polite and hardworking the workers are here, this was a teenager. He did not give a fuck. Or maybe college, where he was just, this was his tone. Right in order. But to everyone, even Japanese people, he's like, someone would come up to make a, I don't know, mochi kairi or something. He'd be like, all right, come on, like, tell me what you want. But it was just nice. It was kind of nice to see that too, where I'm like, oh, finally, someone who physically doesn't care. Typically, you're like, this person doesn't care, but they're still putting on the
right.
I'm a Japanese worker face. You're like, cut that out. But this guy was just like, I don't give a fuck. He was working on New Year's and he's like 22. Of course he doesn't give a shit. But that's not me. Like, I'm not like picking on him. I'm just saying the theme of our show is everyone's the same. I was like, thank you for being the same.
All right.
But okay, let's get that dad story. This was New Year's, I don't know, I guess 3 years ago?
I thought this was recent. Oh, we're going back back in time.
When he came to visit me.
Oh, okay. He was here for New Year's?
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe. I might have been in Kawagoya. Maybe 5 years ago.
Shit, Chris.
How long have I been here? Am I 30 years old? You know what's funny? When you turn 30 and you go, I'm a little more creaky and croaky than before, but I seem to be okay.
Alright.
Some people freak out.
Some people freak out.
But yeah, my dad came to visit. It was New Year's, and he was like, we were like walking around. I don't even remember what this was. This might have been around Tokyo, and there was nothing open. And he's like, Christian, I want to eat at a nice restaurant. I'm like, Dad, there's no buildings open right now. It's like, I was really hoping to have a nice New Year's lunch. I'm like, do you see any open buildings? He's like, maybe like a hotel might have a nice buffet or something. I'm like, do you know any hotels around here? He's like, I thought maybe you would. I'm like, I don't know where we're at. Like, why would I know?
You guys are in Tokyo.
I think it was around Tokyo. Maybe like the Ikebukuro area or something.
Oh, okay.
But like, I'm like, do you see any open buildings? It's like, I was really hoping to have a nice New Year's lunch. So we went to Sukiya, and he's like, this isn't what I wanted. I'm like, this is what you're getting. This is the open restaurant. Good old dad.
Have you talked to him recently?
I think he sent me a picture. I'm like, I'll deal with this later.
Picture of what? His dick?
That would be interesting.
Funny, I get a lot of adult students. I'm like, or like the oldies, or just like the weirdos. They're like, I'm like, so did you meet up with your friends and do anything for meet up? They're like, no, we can't meet up because Corona. I'm like, a lot of people are out there meeting up. Like, what reality are you? I know you see this. Like, what reality are you? I know I'm not the only one that sees this shit.
Yeah, and you get this a lot from women. Where women must be fucking loving Corona because they're like the perfect excuse. I can just fucking say, oh, I'm scared about Corona, and then there's really nothing you can say. Like if you're like,
oh, what are you talking? I thought you were talking about health. I don't know what you were talking about.
Like if, I guess I was thinking about it. Like if you say like, hey, let's hang out. Girls will be like, oh, I'm so scared of Corona, and you're like, pretty sure I saw you at the beach on Twitter.
What's up, fellas? So I got a loyal Patreon subscriber that says, what to do when a
bitch says she's got Corona fears.
But then you see on her social media that she was just out the other day.
But there's really nothing you can say against that, where it's like, oh, I'm so scared of Corona. No, you aren't! Like, that's not going to accomplish anything.
It is what it is.
But yeah. But it's like what you're saying with the students, where you're like, I don't think I can do it. Wait, but they're going to English lessons? So then it's like,
yeah, some lady
who are you lying to?
Like some old lady who does group, because sometimes you get the group. She doesn't order the private. She orders the group lessons, but I walked in and I like to close the door because I don't like people hearing my business. Just like, can you leave the door open? Corona.
Yeah, Japan's got real weird about that.
I'm like, okay, but if you're that scared about something as simple as the door,
yeah,
why would you even come here?
But they think, well, apparently the Osaka government said, like, if you're in a room with someone for under 2 hours, you can't catch coronavirus. I'm like, everyone here's sick and coughing all the time. I don't think that's how it happens.
I know people are... I'm not... Americans are the same. We're all puppets, but, like...
I'm not.
God damn, man. Like, it's like... The government tells you one... It's like, shit. They follow that shit to the... And it doesn't matter how contradictory it is.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, go out there and travel and fly for cheap, travel for cheap, eat for cheap. Okay. Everyone stay inside. Okay. Corona can't get you if you... I'm like...
It really is.
Everyone just follows it like, okay. I'm like...
It really is 1984 out here.
What do you
know that story?
Maybe, I don't know. Tell me.
Well, okay, let me look up the synopsis.
Oh.
Okay. I think it takes place in England, but like...
I'm thinking the 910 to Yuma. That movie.
Oh, shit!
The 310 to Yuma?
Wait, the train movie?
Yeah.
Oh, because
2010 to Yuma? I don't know. Go ahead. Tell me about 1989.
Basically... 2014, baby. Basically, I think it's in England. Basically, the government tells people like lies, and everyone just believes it. But one guy is like trying to go against them, and they fuck him up real good.
Is this a real story or a fictional?
It's a fictional, but like it's really famous. But that's kind of how Japan is, where they'll just make statements that if you think about for even a second, you're like, that doesn't make it.
You're like, wait a minute.
So it's winter, but we're leaving the train windows down to prevent coronavirus. Yeah, if you sneeze and the window's down, it just goes out the window, and you're like, I don't think that's how that works at all.
And then that's the thing, like the last thing you said, they fuck them up. The one guy that says no, they fuck them up good.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like
that's the thing about Japan, though. It's just
I'll say even all society. I'll let Japan.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, but we just live here.
Yeah, but like if you go out, it's like not going. You know what I mean? Like if you go against what everyone else is doing, even though all these people are pussies and nothing but sheep.
Yeah.
100 sheep coming at you. That's still a lot of sheep.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You're like, you can't breathe because all the fur,
the
wool, and you get hot. So it's like, they're gonna flame me up.
And there's one black sheep. You gotta watch out for him.
I don't mind all these. I just keep that black sheep away.
He looks mighty furious.
Woo!
There's one Mexican sheep too. I'm like, what the hell? I don't know how you do that. Yeah, same.
But yeah, the beat down is strong.
Yeah,
the beat down is strong.
But I saw one thing in summer that was like, it was in Umeda Station, which is okay. I'm gonna give Japan a little props. They're kind of brilliant sometimes with their design for places where they're like, put a city under the city.
Yeah, that station.
Yeah. So
well, I still never. I don't even know the mysteries.
I don't go down there. I get kind of scared.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm coming back up, man. Like, I don't know, man. And go down and end up in Kiyobashi. Like, how the fuck did I get here?
You can walk to Kiyobashi. Yeah.
Yeah, underground.
How do you think we get back at night? But yeah, they had a giant sign in that area that was like, wear a mask to protect people from coronavirus, and then it was like, but it's hot, so don't wear your mask for too long because you might get heat stroke. And I'm like, there's two very conflicting ideas. Which is like, that would be stupid if you died from heat stroke. I'm like, I'm just wearing a mask, should be fine.
Yeah.
But
we should explore that underground area. We should have done that over the break. Just like actually like draw out the map and shit.
Okay, here's the thing. I've done that before, and I'm like, I don't know where I'm at.
So what we gotta do is we gotta always pop out. We have to go. It's gonna be a lot extra. We gotta go up and down. So like every exit we see, we have to go up and see what we see,
and then come back down.
Yeah.
Because there's some parts that go under the road, and you're like, where the fuck am I? And then you're like, I don't think I can get here except from underground. So. But it's
some underground's like, oh, this is way more convenient if I can figure it out.
Yeah, that's what's really annoying. But here's the thing: so many Japanese people know what they're doing, where they're like, here, like they've done it so many times.
Yeah.
Like left, right, up, down, left, right. Like it'd be nice to have that skill.
Apparently, there's one in Namba also, like a big ass underground.
Namba
Walk.
Yeah, I did that before. It's pretty cool. I think it goes from Nipponbashi to Namba or Shinsaibashi maybe.
What kind of stores they got down there?
Just dumb
the same
stuff.
shit.
It's the same. It's just cafes and cakeries.
Yeah. Cakeries.